Hello, friends. I am going to talk to you about um, fully awakening. Okay, how we awaken ourselves. There are 12 steps to this full awakening. My revered Guruji, Paramhans Swami Sri Adgadanand Maharaj, has written down something that his Guru, uh, Paramhans Swami Sri Parmanand Maharaj, uh, had said sometime uh, when he got the realization. Uh, he said that the space is talking to him, and you guys should write down. So among his disciples, my Swamiji was there, and he wrote down few things, some things that he didn't remember. He asked some of his other other disciples, other guru bhais, uh, and collected from them and wrote pen down the stuff around that, but I'm not going to exactly use the words over there because they're in Hindi and you might find it difficult to understand. So I'm going to be using straight English here to get to that. So how does it begin? It begins like when we got into this world. We came from our mother's embryo. Uh, we got developed inside, and then as soon as we came out in the mother nature, uh, there was something that we forgot. One was that the remembrance of our own form. It was the uh, full innocence, full ignorance, and but there was a bliss inside. And then, as soon as it actually came out and the reality nicked, all those things that are typically active in the mother nature got activated into the child. When it started growing outside. Uh, and that is where something that had an uh, inherent tendency of looking towards the soul, looking towards the Almighty, which is only one, and soul is just the reflection of that. Uh, Actually started forgetting that. Then there was so much of entanglement into the world that it forgot it altogether. That there is a need to look inward and towards the source from where the soul has come from. So that it is narrating as that something that you were supposed to have been looking toward, you're not looking at it anymore. So that's like it's a lost identity into this mother nature, and you need now someone to actually reactivate that and awaken you. And that is what is referred to as Chittachor, which is called Sadguru. And if he initiates something in you, then you will start understanding the illusion, and then you will go beyond that illusion to understand your true form. So this journey is about the 12 steps of going back to your own source from where you came. So uh, and then this happens only from the realized master. But then how it has been narrated is that there are 12 months, and it actually in Hindu calendar, it is taken as Chaitra, Vaishakh, Jyeshtha, Ashadh, Sawan, Bhado, Kwar, Kartik, Aghan, Paush, Magh, Phalguna. But if I have to relate it to English months, then it will be April, May, June, July, August, September, and then going back full cycle to up to March. Okay, it appears like a financial calendar, but then actually it falls like that only. So imagine when the first month of awakening is the April month. Okay, in the April month is where you get to realize that you need to look inward, and that is when you actually are getting some kind of trick that the whole thing is illusion, and I need to really awaken myself within me. So there is an awareness of mortality, and that there is an existence that I have, and this existence is actually changing, dying, or transforming every day. So there is that change happening. So you come to know about your, say, uh, three bodies. That this is a gross body, there is a subtle body, and then there is a spiritual body, right? So which is causal body. So, and also you have five koshas, five layers, like, one is which is food sheath, and then there is a pranic sheath, right? uh, and then there is a mental sheath, and then there is a knowledge sheath, intellect sheath, and then there is a blissful sheath. So there are five layers of that body as well. So the three bodies, and the five other layers, right? That is how your existence is. And then you talk about, your pranas, five kind of pranas, and then you have mental compartments, mind, brain, intellect, and ego. All that 19 elements, you are made up of all this, and this is actually going to go away someday. So it's like you are fully aware of your mortality, and so this is the first month of the awareness to begin. And you realize that, if you have known this, you have understood the illusion a little bit, but you are finding it difficult to come out of this illusion. Where you start understanding a little bit, but you don't understand everything at once. You will spend time with the masters to understand more details of what your existence is. But in relation to the whole cosmos, there is a long way to go in terms of your understanding. So gradually you will gain all that knowledge. So you know yourself, you know your body on this earth. Then you need to understand the effect of planets on you, the stars on you, and the pole star, and then direction toward the galaxy, etc. And all that is an alignment, and knowing the awareness, knowing yourself, then knowing the universe beyond. Uh, all that is something that will begin in the first month of your awareness. Okay, and this is when you have been initiated by someone. Okay, so you need to have a guru to begin with. Then the second month comes. Okay, the second month is after the awareness of an illusion. There is a desire to come out of it. Now you know that you have known for sure that this illusion is actually not going to take you anywhere, and all this, the cycle of pleasure and pain, sukha and dukkha, what they call, uh, this is going to repeat. There has been no one who has been continuously in the state of bliss. So this goes away. So why does it go away? You know now that if you are too much engaged into the nature, this is going to follow, right? So there is a shadow of pain in the pleasure. So you need to really understand this. So once you have understood that, in that awareness, there is a desire to relinquish, that I want to uh, give away, sacrifice. So you want to sacrifice some of those things that has been you become your pleasure quotient, and you have a tendency to be into that, right? So what happens is that you start doing the self analysis. You how do you relinquish that? You analyze that, oh, what is not good for me actually, where is it that I am getting stuck, right? You do that analysis, and you would realize that some of the things that you were born with as a natural tendency, where you used to find bliss, right? Some of those things are lost now, and the only thing that you realize now at this stage, in the second month stage, is that you need to pray to get out of this. You will not be able to come out of this unless you pray. Prayer is the only way to get to that. Then comes the third month, which is the June month, right? So May was the second step. The June is the third month, where uh, you come to know that all these senses and the objects, they are controlled by your mind, and are actually all of the sense and objects and all that you perceive as a reality, actually they exist in your mind, they don't exist outside. Okay, outside is absolute darkness, but because you have taken this body, your consciousness is actually creating this illusion. In that illusion, you are able to really understand now at this stage that all of these things exist into my mind, and I have to really get out of all of these things. How do you get out of this? uh, you will start doing more analysis. You now start understanding that there is the fruitless action that I need to perform. There is something that I need to do with my breath. uh, I need to go to some guru and have faith in him. I need to understand how mind works, right? How it gets entangled, what are its four compartments, how do I befriend my mind, and how then, by befriending, you understand how it operates, right? And then you'll be able to give instructions to the mind in some subtle way, not fully, because it's not in full control. But as your Shraddha in Guru increases, right? Faith in Guru increases day by day, your mind will get in more and more control. So that thing, which is the month of July. July is when you would need to actually meet realized people. You would actually spend more time. It's like, you have found someone, but at the same time, you listen to others also, right? You'll be meeting more people who are realized. You will understand from scriptures also what has been written, what your guru has been telling. You will relate all of these things. You will serve all those people who are realized, who you might call Mahatmas, who have been on this path. So you spend time with them also. You would know, the realized masters journey you have not seen, but there are many more people who are on the same path. So you can actually learn from them, at that stage of growth and development, spiritual development is there, reflected in those people who are on the same path. Maybe the disciples of the same master or the other master, no, no problem, right? So it's that called satsangati. So you will spend more and more time with them, trying to understand that fruitless action. What is that yagya? Yagya is the understanding the function of the breath, what it does when goes inside. There are four stages in which it goes inside, stays inside, comes outside, stays outside. And there are 112 ways in which you can control your breath, and it actuates many ways. This is written in a book called Gyan by Abhinav Gupta, where all those 112 ways of controlling your breath, and it's called different ways of doing the pranaya is written, which is this is very high stage, right? But at least that the yagya is this. The breath has got all the awakening in you. Breath becomes prana, and prana then go activate all your central nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, autonomous nervous system, and thereby your awakening starts. So your awakening, it is conceptualized that it begins from the base of your spine, and then it awakens and goes above, which is called kundalini and all. So leaving that aside, I'm just giving you just steps, which is described in this 12 months. Okay. So then what happens is then you become constantly curious. This is one value that you start imbibing is that you become constantly curious, and you start realizing the meaninglessness uh, of the relationship and engagement in this world, right? Uh, so uh, there is a desire for liberation which is actually deepening now, and it is uh, you want to go beyond the bondage of the mind. Then how do? You start paying attention to your breath. Okay, so when you pay attention to your breath, you will see that first thing that you will realize that how many times you breathe in a minute, right? You will realize that a normal person breathes about 18 times in a minute, right? Now, if you multiply this 18 into uh, uh, 24 hours, so many minutes, right? 24 hours. Each hour is a 60 minute. Multiply this, 18 into 60 into 24, you'll get a number called 25920, 25,920 here. Now, some of these saints have said that, the Mahayugas, like, the sum of the four yugas, Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga, is 25,920 years. It is one Mahayuga, right? So the galaxy has taken one full round of the solar system has taken full round of the galaxy. Okay. That is 25,920. years, right? So if you will see that, if you uh, use 10% of that time, 25,920, right? Which is 2592, okay? And that you divide by 18 breaths per minute, it needs to, so this needs 144 minutes of your undivided attention to your breath, right? If you can do that, 144 uh, minutes of undivided, right? Now, 144 minutes is too much, right? 60 minutes is 1 hour, right? So 2.5 hour almost, right? It's very, very difficult to kind of attend to your breath. So begin with 8 minutes, for example, right? So begin with 8 minutes. Can you stay focused on your breath for 8 minutes? Okay, not more than that. If you can't do that, do it with even less, right? 4 minutes or so, right? But at least 8 minutes, if you are able to focus, you will start experiencing that your breath is very, very, very powerful, and it has got huge impact on your physiology, your psychology, and your all of that with blissful quotient, etc. All of that is hugely impacted by that. Now, so when you have to focus on your breath, don't force it. Really, like, it has to be natural. Breath has to flow naturally in you, and you're just observing it. And if it is like, you are taking more breaths per minute, more than 18, is also fine to begin with, right? It might be 24 breaths per minute, but that's fine. You continue with 24 breaths, when it settles down naturally, it will be 18. And then as it goes further, and then if you do this practice 2 or 3 times a day, 8 minutes, 8 minutes, then it will start deepening further, and then you will take lesser breaths. So it might go to 12 breaths per minute, and then it might go even further down. So that is what you will start doing it, right? So undivided attention, observance of your breath. Uh, in the beginning, it will get divided. Don't worry about it. So just bring it back. Like, in 1 minute, your mind goes somewhere else. You bring it back, right? That's okay. Uh, maybe, for a few days altogether, you're not able to observe it for even 1 minute. 1 minute is 60 seconds, right? Which is also fine. But you have to begin somewhere. If your first step is correct, the rest of the step is going to be all fine. But if your first step is not correct, is not with the correct understanding, whatever number of repetitions you do will have no meaning. First thing, you have to understand the science behind it. The science is that the breath has got all the power and the might for your existence. It has actually created you, it has charged you, it keeps charging you, it will actually activate everything in you, and that is what is going to awaken you as such, right? The awakening happens into the breath, and breath is called Ishwara. Ishwara is the swas, the breath. And so when you have not seen Ishwara, right? But the breath is something which is form of the Ishwara. In in that breath only you will see everything. The form, formless, and everything is going to be realized and seen into this breath only. Okay. So that's how, if you understand the benefits of all of that, you will actually have gratitude towards this breath. You will have a lot of love for your breath. But you have to first understand the importance of it, right? So if you need to read more books about this, read Upanishads, read Vedas. Upanishads have got a very good mention about the importance of breath. Even Vigyan Bhairav that I talked to you about has got good substance on this. Gita has referred it as Yagyarthat Karmano Netra Loko Yam Karma Padana. Yagya is the only thing that is the right karma. Rest everything is the engagement in this world. So yagya is the swas praswas. It's like breathing in and out and holding it, whatever. You just pay attention to it. Focus here at the center of your forehead, or where close your eyes, see the tip of your nose, is what Gita prescribes, right? So that is what will be happening at this day, the month of July, where August month comes, right? So now there is a lot of confusion, right? So confusion is that um, there is a guru, there is a god, there are several mental transactions happening, uh, and you really don't know what to do with those transactions. So whenever you get into meditation, uh, your mind starts wavering here and there. You don't find much of the difference between you and your master. You see him that, no, he's like me, he's got the same body, he eats like me, he talks like me. Sometimes I see him getting angry also. No, no, all of those things happen. Uh, so your mind is not actually accepting the things, as it is, right? They're like, how can I call someone a master and that he will be able to transcend me when I am seeing him as very, very normal, like, anyone else. So this kind of confusion will engulf you. Like, you don't believe, right? So there is a need now to surrender with some kind of a belief that, okay, all right, I need to uh, look at this in a different way. So the time to surrender to the lotus feet of your guru, and then try mentally washing away all your mental transactions on his lotus feet, right? So so when you wash with your feeling is actually when you're actually releasing all those mental transactions and the dust accumulated in your mind, all the confusion, disbelief and all, right? Use that to pour it on his lotus feet, and add the feelings to all that, that I want to get rid of this, and then you will see that you are getting cleansed. Okay, so that is something that you will need to do, which is like Arjuna's surrender, right? Finally he says that uh, I am not able to solve this puzzle, and you need to guide me to the truth, and he surrenders, right? And then Krishna takes over, and the this is the first chapter, right? And that is where Krishna begins to tell him, uh, all 18 chapters are around this only. In the end, he gets to get back his memory of that, he remembers his true form and he's resolved. Okay. So, uh, so there is doubt, there is duality, there is plurality, there is sadness, there is misery. All of that is uh, going to fade away, okay, slowly, because now you have surrendered to the God, right? So he surrendered to the God Guru, right? The Guru who is the form of the God. So when you surrender to the Guru, all of these things will start fading away. Duality is because Guru is actually always indicating to the singularity. Is that even he says that even the nature, Mother Nature, is one with the Satchidananda, the Sat, the truth. It is one with that. It actually takes the uh, 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 reference from this truth and creates everything. In the light, the shadow, it's a shadow of the light, right? The nature, Mother Nature, is the shadow of the truth, and the shadow creates everything, right? And there is no light, there is no shadow, right? So it's some kind of a depiction, but it's not exactly like light and shadow, but it's like, to understand, this is how you can take it. Now comes the month of the September, right? Right. Whatever you did so far uh, will give you a lot of peace. Um, so thereby, your faith in your revered guru will increase. So whatever you try to do, all your practice of surrendering everything, trying to cleanse your lotus feet of your guru, has actually given you a lot of peace. So, uh, so devotion of your guru will increase. It will go on increase, and you are able to actually extract the nectar of knowledge by meditating over your guru, and you will see that whatever is his visible ways of existence, right? Your guru, uh, and you will understand from it how to perform the selfless action by observing him, how he behaves, how he conducts himself. But a doubt will still remain. But Guru and God, you see them as separate, and it is still there. Now, is uh, Guru is accessible, but God is not. So, what is recommended here is that you should keep all your beliefs and all your um, conceptualizations that you have received from this world aside, and steadfast, you see your Guru as the one which is undivided truth. Okay, you see, your faith has to come to this level now, that you now don't see the difference between Guru and God. You see him as God only, and he's reflecting, like the moon is reflecting the light of the sun on the earth. The same way he receives the light from God and reflects upon you. That's how you're going to see. When you start seeing it like that, uh, because he is established in the truth, he is the Brahman, he can reflect. His mind is at that position. Is like my mind is on this earth, so I am not receiving that light as moon is receiving. He's become like a moon because he's positioned there, like the moon is positioned away, right? He's positioned over there. He's able to reflect. So you see the Brahman in him. He is getting that light from Brahman, which he can transmit on you. Um, this is the real meeting point of the Guru and the disciple. Okay, so your faith has been fully established. You see him as the reflector of the truth. Okay, when this happens, the praxis gets a big boost and acceleration from this point onward. Like you are accelerating in a very, very big. You catch the speed, and once you get that speed, is your awakening actually speeds up, right? Onward, which is October, uh, you start meditating over something called as Tattvamasi. You are that. What your guru is God, right? You now start realizing that you are also that only, and your guru is your possibility. You have all the possibilities in you, but it has not been realized. But guru has actually realized all his possibilities and has become Brahman. Right now in this month, you will see that you have all these possibilities of Tattvamasi. You are the same truth, right? And you need to awaken in that. So what will happen is you will keep learning and hearing more about it. You'll go to scriptures, you'll turn the pages and try to see what all the rishis and monks and all realized people have said about this. They would have said it in some or the other way, right? Some words, some languages, some slokas, some poetries, right? They would have said. But that is very difficult to eschew, is because it is said by someone, right? Unless you go through that experience, unless you have that experience, you will not be able to imbibe it, right? And that is what happens when you are in the shadow of a guru, and when you been um, trained by a master, you will start understanding all this. For reference, you will go back to those books and scriptures and get, right, like the Vedas, so, and the Upanishads. In the Vedas, like what is mentioned as Trai Dharma, means three practices is Rik, Yaju, Sham. Rik is prayer. Yaju is Yajan, which is Swas Praswas, controlling your breath, observing your breath, and then I talk to you about deepening the breath, etc., to understand how it impacts your nervous system, etc. And the Upanishads, which actually talk about the qualities of Brahman, your soul, and also talk about what is Maya, the illusion, right? So there is a lot written about, there are many Upanishads you can go through. It will repeatedly narrate what is Brahman and what is Maya and how to get there, right? And it will talk about, the soul has four stages, right? Uh, what are those four stages, right? You all do that. When you are awake in this world, there is one kind of soul has one form. When you are into sleep, there is another one that takes over. When you are into deep sleep, there is another type of, the soul has another form. It operates in a different way when you're into deep sleep, and then beyond that, when you start realize your form, you are someone else, right? And on all these stages don't make any sense. You always stay into that form, you don't come back, right? It's some kind of that. So then so you will go through Vedas to understand what is basically truly Veda meant for. Vedas are actually not books; they are like three combination of three things. One is this body, which is Rishi, and then the nervous system, which is all of devatas are there in the nervous system. They say 33 types of devata is 33 vertebral columns, right? Which is C1 to C5 and uh, L1 to all that, L28, right? So all these put together are 33. So these are the 33 types of God that exist in you. So you would know all of these things, right? And then Bhagavad Gita finally actually That is what actually teaches you about the desireless action, right? Sri Krishna has actually talked about the 7 stages of practice. I have talked about this into one of the videos. That are the uh, 7 steps of performing your fruitless action. Yeah, that's called Saptarshi, also 7 stars. That is what it corresponds to, 7 stars, which actually lead you to the pole star. Like when you're established into this belief that Guru is everything and Guru is God, and you are also the same thing. So Gita is something that we must read a lot in the uh, surrender of your Guru. You will understand each and every slokas of it. It will start revealing you many more fruit. And then all of that, which is there in this world, will start going away from you, right? All this understanding and engagements and your tendency to get into the world will start going away, which is called nididhyasan. Uh, and then you will see that the soul and the Brahman is only one, right? Um, then what happens is that uh, some of the things that you were really very passionate about will start disappearing now. Okay, this month onward, that passion will start reducing. Right, when this nididhyasan stage comes, your passion will start reducing. Passion into this world will start reducing. Then comes the month of Kartik, which is November. Okay, this in November, the awakening deepens. Okay, and the light of self knowledge, will start appearing, and all those plans and actions that you have for the world, right, that you generally do into this world, appear to be completely meaningless. You'll see that, oh, what am I doing? And the world has been doing for ages. There has been time immemorial. These things have actually resulted into grief only. So you understand all of that, and all these things happen in your awareness, and you watch them happen merely as a spectator, and you don't engage. You are just an audience. You become an audience to those happenings. You don't participate into all those mental and sense engagements anymore. You will experience that you are now endless, right? Uh, and the fabric of this whole universe is actually made up of you. So you are integral part of the entire fabric of this universe, right? Nothing is made up without you. You actually, it has taken everything from you and made up everything, right? So then there is something called the drashta and drishya. So one is the one who is seeing, and the other is the object, right? The object is there in the in the nature, and you are the observer. So as long as you are seeing it, the world exists. When you don't see it, it doesn't exist actually. So the same thing, when you leave this body and you die, you don't see anything. So the illusion, the metaverse that the people talk today in the age of technology, is that illusion actually. There is actually a reality which is not the ultimate reality. The truth is beyond this reality. The reality that you see is a virtual reality, and which is not true. And that is drashta drishya. As long as you are seeing, it is there. If you don't see it, is not there. Like you use a HoloLens and see, it's all make believe world, right? It is it. You will see what has been coded over there as part of the application of with that with which the device works, right? and and if you just take that device away, you don't see this. Everything looks normal. It's the same way. So um, uh, you see, you will realize that all the objects that you see through your sense perceptions are will always give you misery, and you need to have a contrary thought about it. Right now, you've understood that anything that draws you into this, you want to take it back to your soul, to the center of your awareness. It comes the month of December. What happens here? This is the time when the holy fire has started erupted in you. Okay, now it is going to burn all your beliefs, yeah, all your uh, faith and understandings and sense perceptions. your attachments, engagements. Then this holy fire, which is also called as Aghan in Hindi, right? So the Agni, which is fire, has erupted now. It is going to demolish everything. It is going to burn everything to ashes, right? And it starts growing and spreading. So eventually what it does is that all the concepts of the deity that we have, like we believe in all types of gods and all types of, beliefs that we have about religion, etc., all are going to be burned. And the seeker and the sought both disappear in this fire. You've been seeking something so far, right? And the sought was your own soul, etc. And then you're seeking God Himself, right? But all those things are gone now. That is also getting burned by this. Illusion is completely destroyed by this fire. Okay, so you understood illusion completely. Like you still see it, but then you know for sure that you now establish in the truth that this is illusion, this is a metaverse, this is a virtual reality, this is an augmented reality, and actually, it actually is not real. This is not true anymore. Okay, so and then this fire of knowledge is, you'll see that it is so huge. It doesn't need any fuel. Okay. It is burning without any fuel. And it can burn everything. Everything that you see as illusion, it can burn everything that comes across. And uh, and you'll say, it is said that, this is called Gyan Agni. Yeah. Yes, sarve samarambha kam sankalpa varjita Gyana Agni dagdha karmanam tamahu panditam buddha. You become pandit now. Is because your actions now, you followed the step, now you have come to the state. It's a survey samarambha. It's like, properly practiced action, right? Has actually erupted this fire of knowledge. And uh, and it has burnt everything now. Now you are the real knowledgeable person. You got the real knowledge. Panditam Buddha. Now you can be called as Pandit. You're still not a Brahman, na? Like now you have the knowledge now, okay, that everything is illusion over here. Comes the next month, which is called as January. It was Paush month. Now you see the undivided yourself, okay, and you are complete in all respects. You don't need anything external to make you happy, to make you complete or fulfilled. All the practices you followed so far have become irrelevant, and the ultimate has taken full control. So, Guru, your God Himself has taken control of you, and all those miseries and you feeling low, you feeling good for nothing, etc. Everything is gone, and you will see that there is a light emanating from within, which is actually always illuminating you, and in that light. You see that your mind is stand still with folded hand, listens to you, take instructions from you, uh, and so something that you were slave of has now actually become your slave, and the ultimate truth is actually becoming you. So you see that your form is very, very pure, and in that pure form there is no seeker, there is no deity. All that you had uh, as an object of worship, right, which was called as dheya, and you are the dhyata. All that has started going away. It says in your true form, in the purest form, all these things don't exist actually. And and in this pure form, there is nothing to be gained, nothing to be earned, and there is also nothing to be removed from here. It's because it's the singularity, the truth has appeared in you, and the light has started eliminating you, right? So there is nothing to be gained, nothing to be removed. In this light, all the knowledge in this world appears to be so small. Things that you have been learning, reading over the years, they all become so simple and clear to you that the hidden meanings behind those things, the meanings that could not be expressed through word by even the rishis and monks and all those masters, also is because the words have got limitations, right? They can express only a little bit of the truth. And it's unless you experience this from within this pure light, you don't really get the true meaning of it. Right? They're just sub pointers, right? They, that's called Chandrashakha. So somebody was pointing it to the truth, and you got the literal meaning of it, but uh, forgetting that the words cannot actually express the true meaning of what has been written down. Right? The words cannot express it. So it's only the experience. Once you are at that stage is when you will realize what they were all written about. So there is so much of uh, understanding that now develops about the same world that you were in earlier appears completely different to you. Like, there are souls that are integral part of you, all the creatures, the universe, the living, non-living, everything appears to be just you. It's like there's nothing which is not you, right? The illusion and the non-illusion, there is nothing that is there without you. So uh, you understand this. So this establishment into the pure form is what comes into this month of January, right? And in this life, you wash away all your karmas, right, and all that you did for many lives, right? Past life, many births that you took, everything gets washed away, and now you're established into the purest form. Now, what I'm telling you is what my guru's guru has spoken. Okay, not that I have established into this purest form, right? But it's just we're learning it together, right? I'm just sharing that knowledge for one to believe that these revered masters have gone through this and have attained that stage. We all have that possibility to reach that stage, right? Where I am, don't worry about it. Okay, it's not about my stage. Yeah. Now comes the month of February, which is called as Magh. It's like, this is the time when your aspirations, your hunger to meet the love of this journey, which is the God Himself or your soul self, uh, is now ready to embrace and merge you with it, right? So you're going to merge with it. So the love is there, but the lover is gone. There will be no lover anymore, is because the lover has merged with the love itself. Right? It's like a honeybee uh, touched the flower and then became one with it. It died with that flower, and there is no separation from the mind and the object of worship. It has become one now. So the mind had started reflecting the self, and now mind had started saying, "Oh, it's me only." It's like I'm the shadow of it. I am the reflector, and there is no difference between me and the soul. So the soul does nothing. So mind does nothing. Soul is not entangled with anything in the nature. So the mind says, "Oh, I'm the same. Why should I entangle?" Right? All the interest and the cravings and the passions are at once gone. Uh, you say goodbye to all of that. Your mind says goodbye to all of that. And then there is nothing to wait, right? The truth itself is in you, right? So you're not, you should not be waiting for anything else now, right? So you are established in the truth that the aim has right within you appeared now. So stay within that and don't go anywhere else. And there is no need to go down and wander now to understand anything else, right? Because the world will still remain, right? You have got this within. The world will still remain. There will be people around. There will be this nature. There will be all those quarrels. There will be all those transactions. All these things are going to be there. But you don't entangle yourself with that. Right? So that is what is even now, the practice continues. It is not going to get over. So you have to continuously do that. But at this point in time, you will have all the tendencies to go back to the world, share your experience, share your knowledge, and talk about some of those experiences. But the guidance over here is that do not go. If you go over there, you have not been given that power and capability to share it in the right perspective right now. You have to wait for that ultimate instruction from the soul that you can go into the world. If you, at this point in time, if you go back to the world and start talking about these things, your experiences, and how you got to this place, people will laugh at you. They might call you mad. And just see, they're very close to perfection. But even at this stage, the guidance given by the master here is that do not go back to the world. Wait for the time to come. And that is going to be the next month, which is the spring, right? The spring to, shower on you many capabilities with which you should be able to go back to the world and say it in the way that they will understand it, right? So now that last month comes, which is the month of March, what has happened is holy fire has burned all your karmas, the ignorance and illusions has gone. You are fully aware and realize, and the spring season has come to reap the fruits of all your efforts and practices that you followed so far. And this that is going to now reveal or usher on you is the act of divinity. The divine soul is now going to empower you with few things with which you are entitled to go back to the world and share some of those things. So all the knowledge, colors of knowledge, there will be different colors of knowledge that God will tell you, the soul will tell you what are those. And in each master, there are different. There are different ways the master talk about the same truth in their own way. But there will be different colors of knowledge that will come out of your pocket that you will distribute on the people, and they will get benefited from that. They will find their own path listening to you, and then understanding from you, and you will be able to enlighten so many more. And you are the torch bearer. You will stand tall in the society where people listen to you, and there will be people who will oppose you, but then ultimately, deep in their heart, they would know that no, this person is talking some sense. I am you, because the others are entangled into the world. They would still oppose you. That's going to continue. This happens with everyone, every master, right? There have been people in society who have not accepted master, but they kept saying the same truth. They kept talking about the same truth. They somewhere even killed, but that Jesus was killed. But then they will not cease from talking about the truth. So that is this stage. You have fully blossomed now, and you have the fragrance, you have the ultimate knowledge that is called Brahma Jnana, and that is ready to be distributed to the world. And you can now share all the fragrance, okay, to the world. So now the scene that has come in is it that world will seek you and serve you. Whatever you say will become the truth. Whatever you describe will be emanating from within and reflect the true knowledge. Uh, you are a Brahman, you are the God himself, and the purpose with which you started is fulfilled, and the ultimate has fully blossomed in you. That's called Brahma Pushpa. That has fully blossomed in you. So you are now uh, the master to be followed upon by so many in this world. So which is called as, one of the Upanishads says about Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Mudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. Meaning, from the whole, something came out that also has become uh, complete now. What came out of that complete appeared to be incomplete in the beginning, but now has become complete in all the forms, all the layers of existence that you have, we talked about in the first month, right? They all appear to be complete. So far, you were finding it incomplete. But now at this stage, you feel that there is nothing at any stage in life, ever since you were born, that was incomplete. The completeness was playing in all the forms, even when the mind was getting entangled. It remained the same. Yeah. But now you realize that it was as if when it began, before your mind got entangled, and through the journey, The source remained intact. It was unaltered. And you will remain unaltered hereafter now. And now, even if you're leaving this body, you have merged with the unity, the completeness, uh, and has become eternal Satchidananda. And this is what is called as Soham. You are that. You have become that. So these 12 months do not mean that you are going to get all of these things in just 12 months, right? It's like people have taken the fastest. Uh, uh, People say that Gyaneshwar was born with few things he attained in 7-8 years. They say, not too sure about it. But Bhagwan Buddha got it in 14 years time. Lord Rama, with the avatar, but 14 years, all that, uh, in Mahabharata, it is called as 14 years of the wandering in jungles to attain that, right? Some get it in my Guruji's Guruji got it in 14 years time. So to this stage. So these are just a depiction. There are 12 steps to it, but then each step might take certain number of years. Some might take 50 years also. Some might take many births to get to this stage. Right? The cycle continues, birth after birth after birth. So not to be taken literally as that, you get to this level in just 1 month's time, because you might get nowhere to the second stage in next even 5 years, right? It depends on what is that hunger, how much is that hunger, and when do you establish the faith into a master, right? So it's all destiny, and the divine sets that destiny. Divine chooses to usher upon you. Unless you have been chosen and selected, this is not going to unfold on you. So the revelation happens to those who are the right candidate, who have over the many lives of birth and death gone through some of this ordeal, done this tapa and all, have come to this stage where they have met Guru, and the Guru has started ushering knowledge, throwing that light on them, and they have gotten back slowly the memory of their own soul. And ultimately, in Bhagavad Gita, in the 18th chapter, when Krishna asks Arjuna, "Oh, I told you so many things. Ultimately, what did you get?" So that was a test of Arjuna. So based on what he would reply to Lord Krishna, he would clear the test or not. So he said, "Nasto moha smritir labdhva tvat prasadat maya achyuta." Achyuta is Lord Krishna. Uh, he says, "Nasto moha," my moha, uh, entanglement into this world, right? And passion for the world has disappeared. It is destroyed now. Okay. My illusion, you can say, my illusion is gone. Nashto moha. Smritir labdha. I have gotten back the memory that my form is this. I was actually this. And in the journey, I started wandering and gotten away from the source of the memory, right? Your own soul. And Smritir labdha. So I got back the memory. Tvat prasadat. You blessed me, so I got it, right? So, Sitotmi Gasgat Sandeha, all my sandehas, all my doubts have been evaporated. I am sthita now. I am established into the truth now. So, this is what actually ultimately happens through all your practices of sadhana and all that. Ultimately, in 12 stages, 12 stages, you can say, instead of calling it 12 steps, right? 12 stages that they're depicted by 12 months, but actually they are stages, and they will take X number of years, based on where you are right now. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about some of the stories of my Guru Maharaj, my Guru Swami, Paramhans Swami Sri Adgadanand Ji Maharaj. I came across in 1998. The first time I met him, I pressed his lotus feet and I got some dreams there. I had actually gone to discuss and debate with him about the truth, etc. I used to be ardent fan of Swami Vivekananda, and then I had read Gyan Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, etc. And I really wanted to debate with my Guruji. And so I sensed that now he knows all in past, present, and future is all very stands right in front of him. And he would have understood that. And I was given an opportunity to touch his feet. I pressed his feet, and that night I got some dream where in my experience, I saw that he is nothing but the Brahman, the Parabrahma. And ever since 1998 till today, there was no time in my life when that belief has gone away. So it says that, if he wants you to know him, he will create situation and give you some experiences by which in just fraction of second he will know that this is the guru, this is the truth, and you can't go away from it. If you are entitled to become his disciple, right, and he takes you as his disciple and wants to liberate you, it won't take much time. But if not, then you have no capacity to train your mind to be able to liberate it. It's someone else who is established in the truth, and that light has dawned upon him through some master. It is from master to master to master. So it's like Jyoti se Jyoti jagate. The light fires now. So with one candle, you are actually burning many candles. The one who's got the candle will lighten the other candle. Something like that, which is like a very beautiful thing, and not many people get to that stage. But the journey itself is very beautiful. The journey of evolving through these 12 stages is very beautiful. And at every stage, the shadow or the light, both combination that you see at third understanding is very beautiful. And the nature, the body, the existence, the universe, everything will, as the stages are crossed, you reveal more and more, it will appear a very, very beautiful journey, mesmerizing. Let's go through that. Uh, and then I'll talk about some of the stories of my Guruji's Guruji, where he had a stick that if he uh, used that stick on someone, kind of put it on him, bet him with that, he would get a lot of blessing. Like they say that even if you were to be hanged by the court, if he has put your stick on you, you might avoid that. You will be forgiven for that punishment. That was the power. And my Guruji talked about many experiences about him, that he would know about what is going to happen with my Guruji's Guru. And he would give him some indication or even touch him. And then he would see some of those things coming in his experience and get benefit from that. So like even if in his dream, if he remembered that he was touched by the stake, all those, nightmares that would come, and which were indicative of things to happen, right? And that they were indicative of at what stage you are, would just disappear, kind of. Okay. In one of my experience, I saw my daughter, we were lower middle class people, and she was lying in the kitchen floor. My wife was cooking something, and this is happening in my dream. I saw three people, outside the window, throwing stones on the glass pane, and I'm getting scared that it would come and hit my wife and my daughter. And suddenly I see my guru in white, everything white, his clothes white, hair, beard, everything, all these eyebrows, everything completely white. But I can see him in that light. He just coming and wiping off everything just at once. And I become thoughtless for about 3 or 4 minutes. And I am kind of awakened from the dream and also into the dream. That stage is, I can't describe that. I know that I'm seeing people sleeping. We are in an ashram where so many people were lying on the floor and they were sleeping around me. I can see them. I also know that I am in the dream. But there is no thought into me. So that kind of experience I got. That was my first dream. So this is similar dreams, Guruji talked about he had, and when he remembered that he was blessed by the stick, and some of those things disappeared. So now when after I read that book, I realized that that the book called Barhamasi, which is there in Jivanadaras Atmanubhuti, and one of the chapters has got this. I realized that the similar things had actually been mentioned over here. So my experiences are very limited, but obviously my Guruji has gone through a lot of ordeal before he became a master and a realized person. Today he's been uh, looked at by many of great people in India, including Mr. Modi, Mr. Yogi, most people. I don't want to talk about that, but then there are many people who look at him for guidance. Um, so the other thing that I wanted to talk about was that as the time goes, I'm going to talk more about uh, Kabir Padas. The Saint Kabir. Uh, he used to be whatever he used to be writing as poetry or saying as poetry was written down by many people, and my Guruji has actually revealed the secret meaning of all those Kabir Padas. Um, and I'm going to take up one by one. There are about 100 odds that my Guruji has talked about, but they are all in Hindi. I'm going to talk about that in English. So the seva that I actually want to do for my Guruji is that all that he has spoken in Hindi, I'm going to translate that into English for the international audience and people who do not understand Hindi. So I feel that way I'll be serving him in smaller capacity, and I might make errors, but I ask for forgiveness, and I know that his kind heart and the big heart will forgive me for that. And you all also forgive me, because please don't take me as a realized master. I'm a disciple. I'm a sadhak. I'm walking this path. I have a lot of love for my Guru, and I believe he's established over there, and he's reflecting on me. To whatever extent he is reflecting on me, for sure he is reflecting on me. So I feel very honored and blessed to be able to talk to you today about him. So after Kabir, I'm going to talk about Surdas. Surdas is Krishna Bhakti. Bhakti is actually getting united with your object of worship. Right? So that's called Bhakti. And Vibhakti is separation. And Bhakti is unity with the object of prayer. So, and that's the kind of, the masterpieces that Surdas has written about union. Okay. And Kabir Das, of course, has talked about few things which are very, very secret, about all the secrets of enlightenment. That is why I want to unfold them in this channel. It's called Secrets of Enlightenment. So I'm going to talk about them a lot. And then will come the Tulsidas ji's Goswami Tulsidas is Ramcharitamanas. Manas is about whatever has been written down and recorded in your mind is what he saw through, and which has been repeated life after life, yugas after yugas, and time immemorial. The same thing happens in the cosmic mind, which is what he has tried to depict in 7 kanda, 7 chapters, you can call it, right? So the real essence of it, what the hidden meaning behind those 7 stages, right? 7 chapters in the Manas, that also I'm going to talk about on this channel. The other thing that I'm going to talk about is the Durga Saptasati. We'll do Navaratri and also 9 days of fast. And then actually it is a story of the cosmic dance of creation. So when the cosmos was getting created, the universe is getting created, a power which is actually protecting the creation, where the consciousness was actually struggling, right? And the Satchid Anand was getting puzzled, right? Because I'm like the reflection of Satchidanand in the soul was getting puzzled. Sorry. So that goddess actually did that, all that, killing of all the demons is like, all the comets and asteroids and all that, right? So how did she do that? What kind of things that appeared, what appears to be happening in some Himalayas and all actually happened in the universe, right? And there were not so many means of expressing them, So they were made simpler by relating it to some stories that also happened on the earth. But just Ramayana, when Valmiki wanted to write, he asked Rishi Narada, um, is there someone I want to write about Parabrahma, the Lord? Is there someone very similar to that who is there on this earth? So Narada told him that Dasarath has got a son whose name is his eldest son. His name is Rama. He has all the qualities of that divine Lord that you are talking about. So he chose him to be actually telling the story and itihasa, and combining itihasa and the experience about truth, related that and said about that. Similarly, all the scriptures that Sanatan Dharma has got, they're based on some experience, but to be able to simplify, and like it is difficult to simplify, so to be able to serve it to people, for them to remember it, they were served in these kind of forms, in stories or something that happened on this earth. But actually, they were all about universe. All that happened was happening in the universe. Universe is there within you. You enclose that universe. So it happened. It is happening within you. It was happening in your conscious. It was happening in your mind. And they were able, because they were focusing on the breath, they were focusing on all the aspects of the existence. They were able to see some of those things, but they were not able to tell it. So to tell that story, to be able to be understood by others, they chose some of these stories of uh, history to tell upon. So I'm going to talk about that, and I'll also talk about the understanding of prasthanatrayi. There are three things that make someone acharya. I'm not acharya, but I do have a lot of respect for them. So uh, Vedas. So I'm going to reflect on what my Guruji has said. Okay, so that light I'm going to throw upon on prasthanatrayi, which is Vedas. Three Vedas were original: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samved, and the fourth Atharva Veda got added later. And then Upanishads. There are 11 hardcore Upanishads. There's some are 18, some call it 108 Upanishads and all. But 11 of them, I'm going to touch upon. And then Brahma Sutra. So Shankaracharya has the best bhashya on Brahma Sutra. Some of it I'm going to touch upon. And largely, I'm going to talk about Gita. I want to really do a podcast series on this channel about Bhagavad Gita, all the 18 chapters, with someone, and then we'll explore it together for people to understand through question and answer session. So that podcast also I'm going to do it along with someone. So please wait for this. Stay tuned with me. A lot of scientific research will be unfolded to you on this channel called Secrets of Enlightenment. I hope you liked the video so far. I'll come back to you soon with a few more things on this channel. Thank you.